Alright, Abnormal Family. I got one out of France. So I'm going to try a little French. This might be something, huh? But I think it's a pretty good one. I think y'all's going to enjoy it. So we'll see how I do with my French. His name is Jacques Roulette. He was convicted of lycanthropy in Angers, western France in 1598. One day an archer of the company and some peasants happened upon a nude and hideously mutilated body of a 15-year-old boy. Can't talk today. The blood-soaked limbs were seen through the palpitating and also were deduced that was of a fresh kill. As the men approached further, the two wolves were startled and seen to bound away in nearby bushes. Since they were armed and numerous, of a group decided to give chase through the thick undergrowth. Nevertheless, they were not prepared for what they were going to see next. A lot of stories out of France about these. A tall and giant figure of a man with long straggly hair and great beard, half dressed in torn rags, strode forth to meet him. His hands were bloody, and beneath his fingernails were lumps of human gore, so revolting of a sight that the man with the group could scarcely muster the courage to seize and bind him. But they eventually succeeded in dragging him to the local town, where he was presented before the magistrate. It transpired that the man was Jacques Roulette, a vagabond who traveled begging from town to town with his brother Jean and cousin Julien. Jacques confessed to examining that he had devoted to the devil at a young age by his parents. They had given him a special talent that allowed him to transform into a wolf with appetite for human flesh. Of the incident recounted above, Jacques revealed that the two wolves seen feeding in the carcasses were his relatives, Jean and Julien. He confessed to having killed and devoured children in the company of his brother and cousin across the areas which was accustomed to travel. He also confessed to attending witches' Sabbats. Jacques gave precise dates and times for his crimes, which he was found to tally exactly with the records of missing children to those who supposed to have killed by actual wolves. Unsurprisingly, Jacques received the death penalty for werewolfism, cannibalism, and murder through his accused parents were found to be of good character and released, however. This tale then took an unexpected turn. Jacques' appeal against the conviction of Parliament of Paris, protesting that his confession had been given under duress, the Parliament decided that he was insane and instead sentenced him to 2 years in a mental institution. Werewolf and witchcraft cases were tortured to extract a confession. The inquisitors could simply refer to records of death in the area, force him to admit to the crimes. It is not worthy, though, that the Parliament decided that he was mad rather than blaming his confession on the tribal torture he suffered, which is typical attitudes toward torture in the 16th century Europe. It's even speculated that many mysterious people were hallucinogens, leading to a series of wild delusions. Sounds like if they caught you and thought you'd done it, they would at least get you to confess to it. But a lot of these also people talked about seeing people actually transform, so I believe there's truth, and probably a lot of people that weren't were killed for these. But I thought it was interesting. It's sad that probably innocent people were tortured to confess to these things, and then tortured more and usually burned at the stake. So it really didn't matter what you said. Your demise was going to be pretty much the same. But I wanted to share this one with y'all. I thought you'd like it. And again, thanks for watching, guys. Keep your head on a swivel, and we got hopefully more coming. Hopefully.